My best friend spread lies about me at work, so I let her own lies end her career. I never thought the person who would come closest to destroying my career would be the same woman who once called herself my sister. For 7 years, Olivia and I were inseparable. We met during our first week at a marketing agency in Chicago. We were both young, ambitious, and completely overwhelmed. We ate lunch together every day, complained about impossible deadlines together, and celebrated every promotion together. People at work even joked that we came as a package deal. If you invited Olivia to a meeting, everyone assumed I would be there too. If I got praise from management, Olivia was usually standing beside me. I trusted her with everything. The biggest mistake of my life was believing she felt the same way. The trouble started when our company announced a major restructuring. A new executive position was being created, Vice President of Client Strategy. The promotion came with a massive salary increase, company stock, and direct access to the executive leadership team. Everyone wanted it, including Olivia, and including me. At first, everything seemed normal. Olivia even encouraged me to apply. "You'd be perfect for it," she told me. I remember smiling and saying, "You'd be amazing too." I actually meant it. Back then, I still thought we were friends. The interview process lasted nearly 2 months. During that time, something about Olivia changed. She became colder, less supportive, less available. Whenever I mentioned the promotion, she would quickly change the subject. I assumed she was stressed. I had no idea what was happening behind my back. The first warning sign came from a coworker named Rachel. One afternoon, she closed my office door and sat down. "Can I ask you something?" "Sure." She looked uncomfortable. "Are you planning to leave the company?" I frowned. "What?" Rachel hesitated. "People have been saying you're interviewing with competitors." I laughed. "No." But Rachel wasn't laughing. "That's not what everyone's hearing." A strange feeling settled in my stomach. "Who's saying that?" She shook her head. "I don't want drama." The conversation ended there. But over the next few weeks, similar things happened. People started acting differently around me. Conversations stopped when I entered rooms. Managers seemed distant. Coworkers who usually included me suddenly kept their distance. I felt like I had walked into a movie halfway through and missed an important scene. Something was wrong. I just didn't know what. Then came the promotion decision. The CEO called me into his office. I walked in expecting good news. Instead, I saw concern on his face. Not excitement. Concern. He folded his hands. "Emma, we decided to move forward with another candidate." My heart sank. But what happened next hurt even more. "We also have concerns regarding your long-term commitment to the company." I stared at him. "What concerns?" He exchanged a look with HR. Then he said something that made my blood run cold. "We've received information suggesting you've been actively pursuing opportunities elsewhere and sharing confidential company information during interviews." I nearly stopped breathing. "What?" The room went silent. "That's absolutely false." The CEO looked surprised by my reaction, and suddenly everything started making sense. The whispers, the distance, the strange behavior. Someone had been feeding lies to leadership, and those lies had cost me the biggest opportunity of my career. I left the meeting devastated. For 2 days I barely slept. I replayed every interaction in my mind, trying to figure out who would do something like this. Then the answer arrived unexpectedly. Rachel called me after work. "Emma, I need to tell you something." Her voice sounded nervous. "What's going on?" There was a long pause. Then she said it. "Olivia started the rumors." I felt like someone punched me in the chest. "No, I'm serious." Rachel explained everything. Months earlier, Olivia had told several coworkers that I was secretly interviewing with competitors. Then she told managers, then directors. Each time she presented it as insider information from a close friend. Because everyone knew we were best friends, nobody questioned her. Why would they? If anyone knew my plans, it would be Olivia. The lie spread naturally, and by the time leadership heard it, it sounded like established fact. I sat in silence after Rachel finished talking. I couldn't process it. This wasn't office gossip. This was calculated, strategic, intentional. Olivia hadn't just sabotaged me, she had used our friendship as the weapon. I cried that night, not because of the promotion, not because of the money, because I realized my best friend had never truly been my friend. The next morning, I decided something important. I wasn't going to scream, I wasn't going to confront her, and I definitely wasn't going to start workplace drama. I was going to let the truth do the work. The funny thing about liars is that they almost always tell too many lies, and eventually those lies collide. I just needed patience. Over the next several months, I became an observer. I watched, I listened, and I documented everything. Meanwhile, Olivia got the promotion. She celebrated publicly, posted photos online, about leadership and integrity. The irony was almost funny. Almost. As time passed, I noticed something. Olivia lied constantly. Not just about me, about everything. Small lies, big lies, professional lies, personal lies. She exaggerated achievements, took credit for team projects, claimed connections she didn't have, promised clients things she couldn't deliver. Most people didn't notice, because each lie seemed insignificant on its own. But together, they formed a dangerous pattern. I started keeping records, not because I planned revenge, because I wanted protection. If she came after me again, I wanted facts. And then she made a mistake, a huge one. Our company landed a major client worth millions. The project became Olivia's responsibility. Leadership trusted her completely. During meetings, she constantly assured executives that everything was on schedule. Everything was perfect. Everything was under control. But employees working on the account knew the truth. Nothing was under control. Deadlines were slipping. Budgets were exploding. Client expectations were being missed. Every week, Olivia reported fake progress. Every week, executives believed her. Until one afternoon, a project manager accidentally forwarded me an email chain. The moment I read it, I knew exactly what I was looking at. Olivia had been sending different reports to different people. One version for leadership, another version for project teams. The information didn't match, not even close. She wasn't just exaggerating anymore. She was falsifying project status updates. And the paper trail was enormous. I quietly saved the email. Then I saved another, and another. Weeks passed. The evidence grew. Eventually, the client began noticing problems. Questions started appearing. Executives became nervous. Pressure increased. Olivia doubled down. More lies, more false reports, more promises. She was digging her own grave, and nobody could stop her. Not even me, because I wasn't doing anything. I was simply watching. Then came the executive review meeting, the most important meeting of the year. Every major leader attended. Department heads, vice presidents, the CEO, the board representatives, everyone. Olivia prepared a presentation claiming the client project was thriving. Record success, strong growth, satisfied stakeholders. I sat quietly near the back of the room, watching, listening, waiting. Halfway through the presentation, something unexpected happened. The client joined virtually. They had requested a surprise appearance. Olivia looked confident for about 10 seconds. Then the client started talking, and everything exploded. The client immediately challenged several claims in Olivia's presentation. Deadlines weren't met. Deliverables weren't completed. Reported milestones didn't exist. The room went silent. Olivia tried explaining, then defending, then improvising. Created another contradiction. Executives began comparing documents, Reports, emails, timelines. Nothing matched. For the first time, leadership wasn't hearing her version of reality. They were seeing the evidence, live, in real time. The meeting ended abruptly. An internal investigation began the next day. And suddenly people started reviewing everything, not just the client project, everything. Years of reports, years of claims, years of promotions, years of stories. The deeper investigators looked, the worse it became. The lies weren't isolated incidents. They were patterns, systematic patterns. And eventually, they reached the rumor that had started it all. The rumor about me. Leadership interviewed employees, reviewed communications, examined timelines, and discovered exactly where the false information originated. Olivia. There it was, the truth. The thing I'd spent months waiting for. Not because I exposed her, because she exposed herself. HR called me into a meeting. The same room where I'd lost the promotion. The same table, the same chairs. This time the atmosphere felt very different. The CEO apologized personally. Not a corporate apology, a real one. He admitted they should have verified the claims before acting on them. He admitted they failed me. And he admitted Olivia's misinformation influenced their decision. I appreciated the honesty. But the damage had already been done. The promotion was gone. The lost opportunity couldn't be erased. Still, hearing the truth mattered. A week later, Olivia was terminated. Immediately. No farewell party. No announcement. No soft landing. No graceful exit. Just gone. 7 years at the company ended with a security escort. The story spread quickly. People were shocked. Some refused to believe it. Others suddenly remembered suspicious situations from the past. Within days, her professional reputation collapsed. Recruiters stopped calling. Industry contacts disappeared. References vanished. The career she spent years building unraveled because of one simple problem. It was built on lies, and lies require constant maintenance. Eventually, they become too heavy to carry. 3 months later, something happened that surprised me. The company reopened the executive position. This time they asked me to apply. I didn't expect it. Honestly, I wasn't sure I wanted it anymore. The betrayal had changed me, made me more cautious, less trusting. But after thinking about it, I submitted my application. The process was shorter this time, cleaner, more transparent. And when the final decision arrived, I got the job. The promotion I'd lost, the future I'd nearly had stolen. The office celebrated, friends congratulated me, leadership welcomed me. But my favorite moment happened later that evening. I sat alone in my new office, looking out over the city skyline, thinking about everything that happened. And I realized something. The best revenge wasn't getting Olivia fired. I never fired her. The best revenge wasn't exposing her. I never exposed her. The best revenge was refusing to become like her. She spent years manipulating people to get ahead. I spent those same years building real relationships. She relied on deception. I relied on credibility. And when the truth finally arrived, people trusted me. Because reputations aren't built during easy times. They're built over years. One decision at a time. One action at a time. One honest moment at a time. The irony is that Olivia probably thought she won when I lost that promotion. She probably celebrated. Probably believed she had outsmarted everyone. But some victories are temporary, and some losses become the foundation for something bigger. A year later, our company became the most successful it had ever been. The client account recovered. The executive team expanded. My career flourished. And Olivia? The last thing I heard was that she had left the industry entirely. Maybe the rumors were true. Maybe they weren't. Either way, it wasn't my concern anymore. I had learned something valuable. When someone spreads lies about you, your instinct is to fight back immediately, to defend yourself, to attack, to retaliate. Sometimes that's necessary. But sometimes the smartest move is different. Sometimes you step aside, stay patient, protect yourself, and allow the truth room to breathe. Because lies are fragile. They depend on constant support. Truth doesn't. Truth can wait. And eventually, if you're patient enough, people reveal exactly who they are. Olivia certainly did. And in the end, I didn't destroy her career. She did.